Russos brand family. We are family.
Oh shit, we're live.
Oh shit.
About sensitivity now.
Yeah.
I don't.
Nothing wrong with being sensitive. Brian, you sensitive?
Are you?
Nah, I'm an asshole.
Okay. That's being sensitive.
That's insensitive.
TJ, if I was you,
You're inconsiderate. There's a difference.
if I was you, TJ, I would be careful because you know he's doing your show Tuesday.
Hey, Patty gonna be there. He gonna be on his best behavior.
You don't know.
He's got some shit planned already. I'm pretty sure he's going to insert some videos that you're not expecting. Oh shit, we're live. Matter of fact, that's going to be the title of the show. Oh
we're
shit,
live.
we're live. I'm working on some surprises. So, welcome to Dudes Talk Shit, episode 24. 24. Can you believe that? 2 more episodes is basically the equivalent of half a year. April technically will be a year since we've been doing this shit, but of course we haven't been doing 52 weeks worth. So we have to have a collection of porn stars on here in April for the 1 year show. I'm bringing. Oh, you know what? You want to know what our highest rated show was? It wasn't Melissa. It was the big chested, big titty girl.
White girl.
Yeah, we got to bring her back.
Why?
Huh?
Why?
Why?
Who said why?
He said why.
Why not?
Man, whatever.
People like titties. Look at the episode.
Bruh, listen. She's horrible.
Well, look, the numbers don't say that.
That's
Nobody.
We was that was like our what, second or third show?
Our third and fourth show. No, the third show was when Bryan was in Portland.
That was a good show.
Who's playing house music? Who's playing house music?
Oh, I am.
He's watching porn while we're doing the show.
That's what
It sounded just like porn music.
I know a lot of. Actually, there's no music in porn nowadays, so
I like that. So, how's everybody been? Since we are live on YouTube as well. How's everybody been since the last show? This is the first time in a long time we've done 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, that's surprising.
This nigga, here you go.
I know.
It always got to be the sarcastic one.
I'm just saying, man, what one of them little babes that you always trying to use the show to get in their draws and have no time for you?
I don't need the show to get in nobody's draws.
Okay.
That's I don't need that, sir.
Okay.
I don't.
You ain't got room in the Craig.
Actually, I just got off the podcast with Melissa. That'll air later on tonight. But we are live. We are the only podcast on the Russos brand. Actually, we are. I think we are the surviving podcast of Russo brand family. Because the last time I checked, a lot of people, I don't know, couldn't handle the pressure. So, I want to shout out the beautiful and lovely Shantae over there in England who posts the podcast and edits some stuff for us. She's doing a great job. Thank you, hon. We appreciate you for helping get the word out about Dudes Talk with Shit. The feedback I got is
with shit.
I mean, Dudes Talk Shit. What did I say?
With shit.
I meant Dudes Talk Shit.
And the sad part is, I don't think he's been drinking this time.
I know.
There you go. That's your answer right there.
You
But
drunk?
I've taken it light this time. I only have wine, no liquor.
It's still liquor.
I'm easing up off the hard liquor.
Okay.
Wine and liquor are two different things.
Your liver ain't shit.
My liver is great. Wine. Jesus drank wine.
Well, he started with water first.
You never heard of Jesus drinking any wine.
Well,
he turned
water
into wine, but you ain't never heard nothing about
I'm
him.
pretty sure Jesus partook of wine.
Yeah, whatever.
So we not getting no Bibles. Anyway, after seeing last week's show, I want to apologize because TJ was right. I was wrong about what I said. So I told you if I was right, I wouldn't apologize, and if I was wrong, I would. And of course, he has a fucking smile on his face because he loves it when he's right.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just absorbing. I'm just having a
absorbing
2019 as far as being right about shit.
Oh Jesus!
So this is just further proof that to me when I say shit.
People, you one of the people who you hate to have them be right because you know you're going to hear it.
Well, here's the funny thing, and this is really the part that's going to piss you off. So I need you to just brace yourself for when I say what I'm about to say.
Go right ahead.
I totally forgot about that shit.
I know you did.
So had you not brought it up, you could have got away with it. But you mentioned it, there you go.
It's part of the show. Why not mention it? Plus, I find it funny. You get a kick out of it, so I mentioned it. So there you go.
Next time I say some shit, just go with it.
TJ, how's taxes? How's taxes going? How's the tax season?
Man, it's been rough for some folks out here, bro. I'm telling you, it's been mighty bad. It's been mighty low. It has been extremely rough.
Okay. For people,
the tax code that not for me.
Okay.
For the people who are getting their taxes done, it's just like people are losing a lot of money because of that tax code, bro. I mean, I'm seeing it firsthand, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. So, if Trump is going to lose his supporters over anything, it's going to be this, because this tax code don't care about your color, don't care about your complexion. It's just going to bend you over, and that's what it's doing to a lot of people, bending them over.
I heard a lot of people pissed off, like you said, about that the child tax, and how it went down.
Yeah,
like about $1,000, right?
Yeah, it's like I say, it's a lot of the exemptions that people write off. They're not getting it now. You know, the standard deduction went up, and it's been a lot of stuff that people write off. They're not able to write off. It's real fucked up for people. It is, and I be telling people what they owe, and they don't be liking that shit at all.
So you don't do no hookups and nothing like that. Of course, you can't say that right here, right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's no such thing as a hookup. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
But if what you're saying, if what you're suggesting is there are tax preparers out there who might embellish a person's tax return in order for them to get additional money, I don't fuck around, because I don't need them alphabet people at my door. I don't need the state people at my door. I just, it's not my problem. It's you that motherfucker tried to keep your money all throughout the year, and then you want a big tax return in the end. It just don't happen. So I'm out of book, and that's that.
Okay. Well, what about you, Brian? What's going on with you? Because one thing you don't never talk about is what you do outside the studio, man. So you freelance, right?
Yeah, freelance at 3 colleges with their sporting teams: George Washington, American, and George Mason. Pretty much during their basketball season, and things kind of started for their spring matches or spring sports. This past Friday, went to their baseball game, George Washington's baseball, which was the first time I've ever been there. It's kind of weird that their school's in DC, but their baseball team they play in Virginia. So there's like no room in DC to build a little stadium for them. And it was fun. But now it's March Madness, so there's I think only 2 schools, the American women, and I think maybe George. I don't think George Mason yet. No, George Mason. They'll probably get NIT. But I believe the American women will be going to the women's NCAA tournament.
So what do you do exactly?
I can do whatever. I can either be a camera guy. I can be director sometimes. But majority of this season, I've been the replay guy. I'm the guy that you would see on the court side if the referees want to check replays. So, which has been kind of fun. And the last month has been kind of crazy at George Washington because of the fact there's been a lot of controversial calls they want to check out, and but it's interesting, and I get my little 15 seconds of shine being on the camera, so which is kind of funny.
Okay. All right. So because I'll be seeing you posting the pictures, and I don't know what it is you do. Like, are you the cameraman or what? Yeah,
I could be anywhere. So I'm very multi-talented, and I usually promote myself as video production specialist because I can I'm like the jack of all trades in that field. So I can do audio, I can direct, I can edit, I can shoot, just to make sure the production's good.
Okay. All right. We're waiting for a couple of people to join us, a couple of surprises. Hoping they don't have all this technical difficulty.
Oh, God.
Until if it's a beautiful woman, then he'll perk up.
He'll be fine then. But until then, we'll see in a few minutes.
Yeah, you're always better looking at a beautiful woman than looking at you two motherfuckers.
Yeah, especially you, man. Everybody looking at you. Oh God, yes, hurry up, come on here, woman. Anyway, I have to tell y'all something.
About yesterday?
What happened yesterday, Brian? I was so drunk I forgot.
Oh, you were drunk. Oh, you're gonna admit that you were drunk yesterday.
I wasn't that drunk.
Okay. So we went after the last show we did at Rip Radio Network. We went out to eat dinner at Silver Diner, which is down the block, and we ended up having a conversation with another waitress, and mentioned the fact that she was. She's from Baltimore, but her family supports the Redskins, and the dude that she's hooking up with is a Cowboy fan. So pretty much wherever she lays her head, she'll support that team, even though somewhere deep inside she's a Raven fan. And you had an issue about that, about loyalty in a sense. So it's like, if your girl needs to be loyal to your team, and it's like, no, not really. It's just like you gotta. Support who you support. It doesn't matter. But if you want to support your man team, you support your man teams if you want. It's her choice. But you had a major issue with that, though.
Yeah, I was playing with her. I remember that.
I know.
I was playing around with her. She was young. She ended up to be my daughter. My daughter's 17. She was 18, getting ready to turn 19. Ain't no
you still smash.
Who, me? No, not you around my daughter's age. No, sir.
Oh, yeah.
You would smash an 18-year-old person, girl?
Well, somebody 18?
Yeah. Well, would you look at here?
Hello.
Surprise.
And look at his face.
What happened? Did people flake on y'all or something?
No,
every other chick was like, oh heck no, I ain't getting on here with them three, excuse me, all three of y'all. Hey Brian. Hey TJ.
Your black ass still down in Florida?
No, I got me a hella tan though. You see it?
No, not really.
Good, because my makeup don't match, but you can't tell. Good. Good. That's what's up.
I can tell you look real bright and you're glowing. What's going on?
I'm glowing.
Yeah.
Is this the only surprise? Because this ain't no surprise.
See, I knew he would be upset.
This ain't no surprise.
Tiara said it best last time. He is never happy. He's always unhappy about things.
I was hoping he would be mad, but apparently
I talk to Shanita almost every day. That ain't no surprise.
She's never been on here.
Oh God, you about to ruin her experience now.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
No, the
Are
only
they?
experiences that get ruined are the girls we bring on here. You ruin them, and I can't get them to come back.
Oh Lord. Oh, I'm the
Barely.
only sucker. I'm the only. Oh yeah. I'm kind of safe that way.
Mm.
It's pretty safe. You are pretty standard to get me to insult each one of you equally. You know what I mean? It's not as if that I try and just rag on one person. I was sitting here reading my National Geographic when you when you call me. Okay.
But yeah, you was like, "Is it video?" I'm like, yeah, it's video.
I
Give
was
me a
like,
second.
oh, wait a second.
Nah, wait a minute. Let me put my face on.
Right.
Mhm.
Because I read National Geographic just like this every day.
So you were in Florida. You're not in Florida now, right? You
I
said,
am not. I'm back in DC.
oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So TJ ain't saying it, he just looking.
Like Mr.
He's
Grumpy.
So
he's grumpy. You just
he's
check
grumpy.
your blood sugar.
So
Did
look,
you eat today?
Who, me?
Mm-hmm.
I just ate. I
Never
burnt my
mind.
I burnt my Brussels sprouts, so I'm kind of blown behind that. I ate some burnt. It just wasn't the same.
Mm-mm. That's not good.
But I ate though. You gotta eat.
I guess. Brian, what's going on with you, man? Where you been?
I've been everywhere.
Slapped any
I've been
strippers' booties lately, Brian?
not yet.
Of course he has.
Well, it's only Sunday.
Yes.
Brian wants to know what are you doing Tuesday night? If you can come to studio Tuesday night, that's what Brian wants to know.
Tuesday night,
From 8 to
maybe. Maybe Tuesday night if my ex-husband's here.
Okay, so you were married. When did you get divorced?
Nigga, Ninja Turtle, I said my ex-husband.
Right.
Oh,
I said,
okay.
when did you get divorced?
Oh,
Let me finish the question.
I'm sorry. I've been divorced a year and a half.
Wait a minute. Look who else we have.
Oh,
They come this nigga.
Now it's a party.
Jarman.
Man,
Here another one with bad internet that don't ever work.
hold up. First of
Got
all,
bad internet.
we're going to get off the Google Hangouts. Like we got to advance to something better than the Google Hangouts. I think Google's racist. It never let the black man in.
Well, welcome to the conversation. How are
And you
you?
blackest one out of all of us. It might just be you.
They don't like you personally.
It's 'cause
That's
I'm
what he's
black
trying
and
to
most.
say.
Hey, I like him. I like him fine. He's good. He's good people.
Thank you. It's because I'm blacker than most. Thank you very much.
Hey, look, the last time we talked, Jarman, you
Me
were
too.
you the reddest one.
Yes.
I
Last
got a
time,
tan. Y'all kiss my ass.
last time we talked, Jarman, you were getting hitched, man. How'd that go? How's that going for
I
you?
got the Green Lantern power ring on right here.
Ah, all
Okay.
right.
Everything's all good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Did TJ come to the thing?
No,
You invited him to a public
We
event?
already went over that. Motherfucker send me an invitation like 2 weeks from the wedding.
You invited him to a public event?
well, I've known this man for about 15 years now, maybe. So, like, it's professional and personal courtesy.
I almost said something, but because he married and his wife might be an earshot, I gotta.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I gotta
Don't
remember.
whisper.
I gotta
Stop
remember.
encouraging him, Trump.
I almost said something.
Yeah, gotta watch out. Thank you. Thank you.
I was gonna say whisper. Nobody can hear but us.
That's
Nah,
not
I ain't
true.
gonna do it. I ain't
This
gonna do
thing
that.
say live. It say live.
Did you have
Hey, look. Don't listen to him. Divorce is expensive. Trust me.
Hey, Jarman, how was the bachelor party? Did you have a bachelor party?
No, I did not.
What?
Can I drink on here?
Of course.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. I was like, wait.
Jarman has a beer.
Okay, I was like, sure.
Why no bachelor party, man?
Because I love and respect my wife.
Good answer. Good answer.
TJ's not having
I just
that.
want to know what office she's running for. That's all. That's
I've been really considering doing something in Brandywine, truthfully. So that's not off the table.
Like
you already married now.
No,
he's married now.
He's talking about office. So yeah, I'm considering doing Prince George's County, starting down here in Brandywine. So yeah, that's still on the table here.
Who's gonna be your running mate if the office requires a running mate? Would you bring TJ on with you on your?
You know what? He will carry a lot of controversy. I need the brother's support. I don't think I need him on my ticket.
He would be the first politician impeached the first week he's.
He ain't even elected.
Anybody had me running as their vice president is sure not to get assassinated.
What you mean?
Yeah, not gonna get assassinated. No, we're not fucking around with that other motherfucker.
Oh yeah, we don't want him in charge. No sir.
There's that.
He'll be the first vice president to get assassinated.
It'd be like, well, who is we gonna get to run the place? Who is we?
Hey, John, I wanted to bring you on here because I wanted to get into a little bit of sports, man. Okay. And I know you did just some uncensored sports talk. I want to get straight to the NBA. Well, what happened to the Lakers?
LeBron happened to the Lakers.
No, hold on. Let me answer the man real quick. I know what you
did see that.
It happened what was supposed to happen. Like he is still good, but he's not good enough anymore to carry four average players. Y'all looking for LeBron for 2006. This is 2019. And it was a little older that way. Now, granted, didn't they want to get Anthony Davis? Yes, they wanted to. Would that have turned the tide? Yeah, that would have turned the tide. But when you look at the folks who were on that team, they brought back Rondo. Rondo is what, 40?
50, 60?
They brought back, what was my man named? Tyson Chandler. They brought Tyson Chandler on that team.
He's 50.
That team was not designed to go to the playoffs. They're designed to go to the playoffs after they make a hit in NBA free agency.
True.
So what happened was supposed to happen. We're just used to seeing LeBron in the finals for the past 8-9 years. So we're not used to seeing that happen.
And I'll be happy.
I'm okay with it.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I'm about to destroy all of that.
Oh God!
Go ahead. I'm finished.
Okay. First of all, Rajon Rondo is 32 years old.
He's a good player.
Tyson Chandler is 36 years old. LeBron James is 34. He's older than Rajon Rondo, and he's 2 years younger than Tyson Chandler. We're gonna stop. We're not going to keep making these excuses for LeBron. We want to give him all the credit when he wins, when his team wins. We don't want to assign none of the blame when the team loses. The fact of the matter is, LeBron ate off a very weak Eastern Conference for years. Years.
Is that his fault?
That's what he played. He ate off the Eastern Conference for years. If you think back, who was ever a threat to LeBron in the East? It wasn't until Philly got good and Boston got good. Then he fucking left and went to the West. That's
true. You know what? Even white girls couldn't bring him down when he was in that conference. These are facts. The brother was strong in there.
And then secondly, LeBron is a team killer, a player killer,
a coach killer,
and a coach killer. He went to LA doing the same shit he did with Eric Spoelstra. I mean, when Eric Spoelstra almost got hired in Miami, he did the same thing when he went to Cleveland the second time, and Tyronn Lue got hired.
Can I?
He went to LA and tried to run LA. His boy tried to get Anthony Davis. They put all them young boys up on the trading block.
And they all quit.
And they quit on his motherfucking ass. That's LeBron's fault. Don't talk that they got They got an old Rajon Rondo. He's younger than LeBron. Don't talk like they got a 40-year-old Tyson Chandler. He's only 2 years older than LeBron. Don't put that shit. LeBron has been found out in a conference that's not easy.
But hold up. Before he went out with that injury, they were in 4th place in the West.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They were sucking until they signed Tyson Chandler. They didn't start winning until they signed Tyson Chandler. Before we give LeBron credit for them winning and before he went out, they were not winning until they signed Tyson Chandler.
Tyson Chandler got there around week 3. And we all know the first month in the NBA regular season is just like NBA preseason. There we go. To be done with that squad. Second of all, are they the same team they were last year? Yeah, they were. That record is about the same. We're not talking Kobe's Lakers.
That record is the same with LeBron James.
What do y'all want him to do? Like, really, like, here's the thing. What do you want LeBron to do with that squad?
Okay, he played 7 playoff final games kind of.
Okay, let me ask this question specifically to Jarman.
Mm-hmm.
Is a LeBron-less Lakers team, how much is a LeBron-less Lakers team better or worse than a LeBron-less Cleveland team?
They're about the same.
I disagree. What is the difference between the LeBron Cleveland team and the LeBron Lakers team?
I got a little interested. But
I'm about to say, is she doing cheese on the air?
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
I just saw the camera go down and back up.
Are the same though. Without the
I'm just
the same.
grabbing. You've lost your damn mind. Not on your best day would I do a strip tease for you.
Same as the Lakers without LeBron.
I wouldn't want you to. I need more body.
Only Cleveland was able to get to the finals with LeBron, and the Lakers can't get to the goddamn playoffs with LeBron. So that only tells me 2 things. LeBron either is not as good in the West as you all try to make him out to be, or the East was that fucking easy for him.
The East is elementary. We're going to say that right now because when you look at never prosper in the East. The Hawks could never prosper in the East.
Right.
The Raptors have been the class of the East next to Cleveland for a couple of years, and the Raptors couldn't even be a 5th place team in the West. So we know the East is weak. However, I'm not going to blame that on LeBron for the East being weak. Blame that on the other general managers of the teams in the East. But we're not talking about this kid that is 2006, 2012, 2013 LeBron. He's getting older. We have to admit, Father Time is
that's one of them bullshit excuses y'all make for LeBron. Hold on. LeBron just took a team to the finals. LeBron just took a team to the finals last year.
Straight.
No. LeBron just took a team to the finals that is equivalent to the team he's playing on now. He took them to the finals last year.
Equivalent to the team he's playing on now?
Huh?
Never mind. Go ahead. I said equivalent to the team he's playing on now.
Each team without LeBron is exactly the fucking same. But with LeBron in the East, he was able to go to the finals. Now, one season
I'll agree with you. Now
y'all saying he old. Get the fuck out of here.
That Lakers team and that Cleveland team are almost the same team. I'll agree with you to that point. But the competition in the West is better. He is older, so unless he's going to go back in a time machine, it ain't going to happen.
Okay. So, do this mean he ain't going to win no more? And the Lakers bought a dud. Look, and they bought a dud. Is that what we setting this up for? Are we setting up for the excuse that, okay, he old, it's better people out here, so really we bought a dud?
Well, Winners never done it by himself except in 2006. He's always had a number 2 and a number 3. Right now,
I see that. I see. That's true.
All right, so right here.
Don't say Kevin Love.
Who?
His number 2 last year?
Don't say Kevin Love.
He wheeled that team on his back last year. And Kevin Love is respectable. Let's not talk about Kevin Love like he's scrubbed now. He's
So now we're saying 1 year he just went from carrying the team on his back to the finals to he's so old he can't do nothing with this team full of young ladies.
He's so old that he can't race with Curry. He can't race with Harden. He can't race with AD. Yeah, we're going to say that because, again, we know the East is the weaker conference, but I'm not going to hold that against him.
Okay.
Do you think he needs a personal physical therapist? Because we could provide that.
And what is it that you do again? Because we told everybody else what everybody do. What do you do?
Oh, hey. Well, other than hanging out with you all during these shenanigans, I am the owner of NTI Medical. It's a sourcing and consulting firm outside of DC. I'm a respiratory care practitioner by trade. I just got finished saving lives for about 12 hours a day. And I am convinced not to move to Baltimore at this point.
I don't blame you. I was in Baltimore for 2 years, and no.
Right. Yeah. I will buy property there, though. So let me know.
Of course. Buy it, or buy it and rent it out. Yes, indeed. It's dirt cheap in Baltimore. Okay.
Let's go.
So let's do this. The LeBron thing. Okay. We're going to come back and do this in June. Right now, right here, drop your finals predictions. Who's going to the finals?
Warriors, and then anybody who can survive the East. It's like it doesn't matter. Yeah. So I mean, it's the Warriors to lose.
All right, Jarman.
Golden State, Milwaukee.
Oh, that'll be a good one.
TJ, who's going to the finals?
Golden State and Philly.
That was my prediction. Yep, Golden and Philly.
Philly.
Yep, Golden State and Philly.
If Philly does what they did last year, I would definitely, because they had moments, but then that last game they had in that playoff was kind of like showed their youthfulness, and I feel like if they take that momentum and step it up a notch, then yeah, I can agree with you, Philly and Golden State. But in the end, Golden State.
In the end, it's Golden State. So, and the last NBA point. Next, who is the up and coming team that we should be looking out for next year that's going to take that title from Golden State?
The Pelicans. I'm sorry. That wasn't nice. My apologies. Go ahead.
I'm about to say, son.
The next team that's gonna be a force, if it's not that's gonna threaten Golden State, is a team that is able to draft Zion Williamson.
Or the Knicks.
The Knicks ain't gonna get that good that quick.
Why do you think he want to leave?
He's gonna leave.
He's gonna leave.
He don't get a chance to make money.
But I'm gonna tell you, he ain't gonna make no more money staying another year at Duke, especially if they mess around and win the national title. It's a wrap. He's gone.
I'm gonna tell you, everybody's talking about KD is going to. Man, watch out for Brooklyn. I wouldn't be surprised if he go to Brooklyn. Everybody's talking about the Knicks.
Who's that Brooklyn?
KD's not going nowhere.
KD's not going. He's not staying in Golden State.
KD is not going nowhere.
Well, he's not resigning.
Well, he's got his ring, so he could go anywhere now.
KD can go anywhere, but here's the thing:
he was coming back home. No one saw him going to Golden State. What he does is totally unpredictable. We can't call him.
KD ain't going nowhere. I mean, you got to think about it. KD is not hurting for money. But one thing that's guaranteed, if he's
sometimes his lifestyle.
State, one thing you can guarantee if he stay in Golden State is he gonna get rings.
Yeah.
And who wants to trade? Yeah, I could go make a few $1 million, but we ain't gonna win shit. But I know right here.
Well, here's two possibilities, and I don't know where he's going, but I'll say this: one, he's not going by himself.
Right.
Two, he's not going to a scrub, because if he goes to the scrub, he's going to be looked upon as being the savior, and there's going to be microphones in his face all the time.
That's a lot of pressure.
Well, it's a lot of pressure. However, he's not one to answer questions. Right. He's not one to take a lot of interviews, do a lot of sit downs. So he's not going to go to a New York, where it's the media capital of the world. They're going to put a microphone in his face all the time. Mm-hmm. So when they're saying going to New York, that's out of the question. If he goes to any place, it's going to be a place that's already contending. And more than likely, he probably will stay with Golden State.
I don't see it. Not after that bullshit with what's the name earlier this year? What's the
if it comes down to him with Draymond is out.
You have beef with your players all the time, though. They made that more than what it really, really was. Everybody on that team is beef with Draymond.
Yeah. Draymond, I think Draymond will be leaving more before KD does.
I agree.
I think Golden State will be thinking about trade. Even the coaches has enough of them, so he might be traded out after this year.
I just don't see why would you leave? Golden State and that's still a young team. They still got it now.
Like I said, if he goes to any place, it's a contender. Boston will probably be able to sign him. Philly, Boston has some assets. Boston has some money, and Boston's already established him, and he's boys with Kyrie. Him and Kyrie together, that will be a great 1-2 combination with their bench.
If Kyrie stays, that's if Kyrie stays. Kyrie might want out of there.
Yeah, well, if they get together, I'm sure.
Money gotta be long to go to that shitty ass weather.
Well, hey, money is all about the money. If they can call up the money,
it better be long.
It don't matter if it's a hurricane every day up in that joint. All right, so let's talk about something that I know TJ probably don't want to talk about, and that's NFL free agency. Because we never really had a sports show.
Real quick before you ask that, is the boycott over?
Not really.
For him, it's not. I'm still watching NFL. So.
The revolution is being televised.
I'm not watching.
Okay? Well, they got the AAF. Maybe you can watch
Sundays being productive. I don't like the emotional yo-yos, and despite Cap getting whatever it was he got, it still left a bad taste in my mouth. So I'm still not watching.
What about the AAF?
I'm watching football.
Well, I've already said that there's multiple reasons that I'm not watching football, and just the fact that dudes are getting fucked up with CTE and being fucked up later on in life, it just I can't support that. That's just a me thing.
If y'all want to see some real action, the Nats Little League is playing on Mondays and Fridays down there off of Eli Place in Southeast, and them kids be getting it in. That's all I'm saying. You want to see some real stuff.
So let me ask you something, Jarman. This Odell Beckham thing, man, it came through on my phone. I was shocked. What the hell is the New York Giants doing? What the hell's going on?
The Giants made a racial choice. Let's go ahead and say it like that.
Oh, racial.
They chose the white, established, rundown quarterback over the young, phenom, loudmouth wide receiver. Let's just go ahead and put it that way. Then also, the Giants coaching staff couldn't put up with Odell anymore. Now, they made a bad choice because they signed him to that extension that they really didn't have to sign him just to trade him. So they let feelings get into it. They let Eli get into it. They let the second-year coach get into it. It was a horrible move. It was a terrible move. So they have basically eliminated themselves out of any playoff predicament they've had for the next 2-3 years.
Okay. Well, any guy watching WrestleMania this year?
I'll be watching. Which will be a joke, but I'll be watching.
It's some big booty girls on there, ain't it, Barry?
Of course.
That's why you watch it.
Sasha Banks, Tamina, Nia Jax, they'll be going at it. So.
That's horrible.
But actually, to tag on to the Odell Beckham thing, I felt that the Browns picking him up it's a good thing for Odell in a sense that he doesn't have to deal with that scrutiny anymore. That's technically the only reason for him. And I think he'll probably strive, but hopefully the Ravens will take care of him since we got Earl Thomas.
What was that?
We're laughing because Trump and I have been having this argument about Halloween just coming.
That's actually not why we're laughing. We're laughing
because you glitching out.
We're laughing because somebody must have put some aluminum foil down on the floor. Your internet just went completely
the internet again.
You was like,
freezing.
You should have saw the first couple episodes where he had a towel rack behind. We didn't know what was going on.
Jarman was in the basement.
Yeah. So he was in the bathroom in the basement, and he was doing the podcast in secret. So he when nobody know, he had nice little towels in the background. 1 week it was a black towel, 1 week it was a white towel, next week was a burgundy towel. So yeah.
You're like, why are you in the bathroom?
Better signal.
You better signal. Yes. So
well, before we move on, let me touch on that Cleveland situation. I don't think it's going to be as good as what they
BRB.
When you look at Cleveland now, they have a loudmouth, volatile young quarterback who had a decent rookie. He had a good rookie year. I ain't going to say he had a decent rookie year. He had a good rookie year. I personally don't like him. I think he's overrated. And when there's going to be some controversy there when he can't get the ball to Odell. He has too strong of a personality. Odell has too strong of a personality. I don't think that's going to work.
This is
anybody see the fight last night?
No.
This is put up or shut up for Baker Mayfield this year because it's his second year. So he has to outdo his rookie year and what people.
Why is it put up or shut up?
Well,
it's his second year.
He's a white quarterback. He's going to get as much rope as they can.
He's going to get as much rope as this. This is not a white quarterback.
To me,
exactly. This ain't RG3.
Yeah,
this is the white kid. They gonna give him as much rope as he's allowed.
And he came in during the middle of the season. He didn't start from the jump. So I mean, and Cleveland went through a coaching change, and I mean, trust me, he's going to go through a very mild process or mild scrutiny in that area. So I think he'll be fine.
And then we're forgetting the fact that this is Cleveland.
Yeah, they'll take anything.
Your expectations can't be too high, so anything that's halfway decent is gonna be okay.
Like they've given Andrew Luck 7-8 years now,
and they've already canceled out Lamar Jackson after 6 games. So yeah. So now you said it was a fight last night because to be honest with you, I don't pay attention to boxing. So what's going on in boxing, TJ?
Yeah, since HBO canceled.
HBO canceled boxing?
Yeah,
there's no boxing, no more boxing on HBO.
Why?
They everybody stop. When you have it's like the cab industry, and then Uber comes along. When you continue to use the old business model, and you don't innovate, people are going to start working around you. And
they started watching UFC.
I was going to say.
Eventually, people don't want to deal with you no more. So HBO was having these bad contracts with fighters, and fighters was going elsewhere, and they were getting more money because HBO only really wanted to deal with the promoters. They only wanted to deal with a Bob Arum. They only wanted to deal with an Oscar De La Hoya. So fighters end up getting with via Richard Schaefer. They started getting with Al Heyman, and they started getting more money. And he took them over to Showtime.
One thing that could be a factor in this is HBO has a new partner in their ownership with AT&T. And they're going to try to make much more content similar to Netflix. Now, all HBO series and shows have normally been top-notch.
That's right. Yeah.
Right now, they're going to go for more volume, and that boxing time slot takes up spot.
That's like 4 or 5 hours. And I felt like, and whenever I flip to that
5 of them hours ain't shit.
But but still, it just takes up too much time. And it's like, okay, and it's a bunch of guys that you never heard of, and you keep saying, "Oh, these are upcoming fighters," and all this. It's like, who cares? I need something more. I need what you guys are. You're a movie channel, so give me more movies. So
some of them dudes ain't that good though. They put them undercard dudes on there, and I'll be like, "Is this their 7th fight or?" I don't know. Anyway, it's not. They're not the undercard fights. They the ones on HBO. They're not that good. They aren't.
Now the only fight we really want to see is Deontay Wilder versus Fury again.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not bad.
Why is that not gonna happen?
Fury signed with Bob.
They going to Showtime, aren't they?
Bob Arum is working with ESPN. Anthony Johnson is with DAZN. Deontay Wilder is with PBC Showtime, so it's not gonna happen.
No.
But it was a good fight on last night between Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence Jr. Okay, it was a good fight.
What
Errol
division is this?
passed 12 rounds to 0.
My brothers,
Yes.
I love y'all, but
All
I've
right.
been saving lives since 5 a.m.
Get some sleep. Get some
Time for
rest.
me to check out.
All right.
Thanks for coming on. We
Take
got
my well-educated, cute self right the hell up off of here.
Have a
Peace
good
out,
one.
homie.
Thanks for coming.
No problem. Thank you for inviting me. I really do like hanging out with y'all and y'all shenanigans.
All
It
right.
gives me something to do other than read my National Geographic.
I will.
Shut up! You knew I was a geek when you invited me on this bitch. All right, y'all have a good one. Love y'all. Bye.
Yeah, man. So, what division was that?
That was welterweight. Mikey Garcia was coming up for 135 to fight like who I consider the best boxer and boxer right now, best pound for pound. I have him number 1 on my list, Errol Spence Jr., and he couldn't do nothing with that kid. I mean, Mikey ended up beating Adrian Broner. He beat his understudy Bunny. Mikey Garcia can fight, but Errol Spence is what his nickname is the truth, and he beat that dude 12 rounds to 0. He could have stopped him, but I didn't think he want to ruin him. And you got a big guy that's fighting a small guy. I mean, it ain't gonna look right on your resume that you went in there and smoked him and knocked him out. So he just unboxed. He outboxes him and let him know you need to take that somewhere else. Go fight somebody smaller because I'm not that guy. So it was a damn good fight last night. Of course, I didn't pay for it on pay-per-view, which I don't no more. I ain't paying for nothing else. But I was able to watch it and stream it on the internet. And
hold on, you mean they charged somebody to see that fight?
Yeah, it was a pay-per-view fight.
Okay.
Mayweather has won the pay-per-view game. I don't know why they think.
So,
but the interesting thing was everybody's been avoiding Errol Spence, all the other champions, but Manny stepped up. Manny Pacquiao stepped up and
He's
said, "Huh?
Is he still fighting?"
Yes, Manny is still fighting. Manny just beat up. He just beat up Adrian Broner.
Give me a year of training. I probably can do that.
Look, that fight sold 47,000 plus seats last night in AT&T Stadium.
Oh yeah, I had a friend who went out there. Mm-hmm.
So nobody is really paying for pay-per-view anymore like that anymore.
No.
So they can't really rely on that to pay for the fights. But if they have it at Dallas and Errol Spence is from Dallas and Manny has fought there before, they can sell that fucking stadium out and make some fucking money.
Can you sell the stadium outlet? Because that's the huge stadium.
Yeah, 27,000 people went to that fight, bro. That's a lot of people.
And you put more chairs in there, like you covered, like you can put a lot of people in there.
More chairs in there, and Jerry Jones don't really need no money. He gonna make money off concessions. He gonna make money off parking.
When's the last time? Speaking of that, real quick, when's the last time any of y'all went down to Dallas?
I've never been to Dallas.
Never been to Dallas.
All right, so Frisco, Texas is near Dallas, Texas. The Cowboys practice facility is in Frisco. Their practice facility rivals other college stadiums. The high schools around that area play a game one game a year there. Jerry gets all the concessions from there, and there's a hotel built right on the joint. Furthermore, the weight room that the Cowboys use is right there too, and it's a public gym. So he charges folks $1,000 a month just for membership to the gym. He gets all the concessions from the high school football games. He owns the hotel, and just imagine Tyson's Corner being across from the stadium. He has a little shopping area and mall right over there. This man's making money hand over fist.
Jerry's world. It's Jerry's world.
Wow. Jerry just want that fight at his stadium. He not really caring about the money he go make off of it. He want that fight in that stadium. He like Errol Spence. So I figure come the fall, Manny and Errol Spence gonna get it in, and unlike everybody else, Errol Spence is gonna stop Manny. Like for real. That boy can fight.
Well, I know nothing about boxing except for Wilder and Fury. Other than that, I don't know nobody. There are no names. I'm surprised the sport has lasted this long. I would thought it'd been out of business by now, and yet you get people feeling Jerry World. I don't get it. These must be like diehard boxing fans because
Well,
the
I can
casual fan.
my man being from Dallas. Now, if you're from Dallas and you're the number one contender, or you are the dude, I can see them showing up for that. But I don't see them showing up for anybody else.
Wait, you're expecting a hometown guy, boxing guy, to fill up that stadium? Is that what you're saying?
If it's like what he said, it happened.
Yeah, it happened. And how, I don't know.
Unless, so like you said, unless there's like true boxing fans, like just want to see boxing, that's one thing. But like local people, I mean, it's like, I don't know.
You can't even fill up. You couldn't fill up Capital One Arena with some boxing unless
Not
it's
at all.
local Capital.
Not even the Armory.
Yeah, you got you walking around with this arm. You're getting plenty of seats up front.
Boxing,
but for who he fought, if he fights Manny Pacquiao, they're gonna fill that stadium up.
Yeah, I can see that.
You can believe that they're gonna fill that stadium up, and if tickets are anywhere no less than $100 for that fight, the gate for that fight probably could be a good $20-30 million.
Of course, because the casual fan knows them. Unless you're a diehard fan, you don't know who the hell was boxing last night. The casual fan has abandoned boxing years ago.
Yeah,
that's not true.
Yes, it is. That is true.
Well, get the fuck out of here
for that fight. Like I didn't even see that fight advertised on cable.
Right?
No, not even. Normally, like you go.
Wait a minute. We gonna bag the fuck up. What do you mean the casual fan has abandoned boxing? When did
that happened years ago. Unless it's a name like a Pacquiao, like a Mayweather, or a Fury, or somebody who's.
Hold on, they abandoned it for what? Are you saying they abandoned it for?
I believe
MMA.
I believe Trump is telling the truth. Because the three of us are the casual boxing fan. Mm-hmm. You're the boxing aficionado. The three of us are. Now,
if Mayweather and Pacquiao would this past weekend, I would have known about it.
Boxing still does more numbers than UFC. Still,
probably.
There's no problem.
Okay, are you not as popular as UFC?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
How is it less popular than UFC, but it does bigger numbers?
They have fights that fill up stadiums.
Okay, let me ask you three novices on this issue one question.
Oh, Lord.
Go right now and try to find the pay-per-view buy amounts for any UFC fight. I bet you can't find it.
It doesn't matter.
I bet you can.
I bet you got more casual fans talking about the UFC than you do boxing.
You get UFC on regular TV too.
And right. You get boxing on regular TV.
And now
you get boxing on regular TV. You get boxing on Fox. You get boxing on BET. What are you talking about? You get boxing
on FS1. Come on.
Ain't nobody looking at
all of that. What'd you say?
Nobody looking at BET boxing.
Nobody looking at PBC is on CBS. It's on Showtime. It's on Fox. It's on BET.
FS1.
It's on FS1. It's on all these channels. So what are y'all talking about?
Nobody looks at FS1.
What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean nobody is watching it? It's on their channel.
On that network.
It's on the network.
Doesn't
mean anybody's watching it.
All right. All right. The highest rated so far right now, the highest buy rated pay-per-view, UFC pay-per-view was UFC 229 with Khabib and McGregor at 2,400,000. So 2.4 million. It's called Pay-Per-View Buys Tapology.
I'm on Tapology right now. You're looking at Tapology. Find something from USC, dude. USC don't release that number. UFC, that's on Tapology. That's not UFC.
It's UFC. What's the event? Do you guys hear what I said?
I'm looking at the same thing you're looking at, Brian.
Okay.
Dana White does not release his numbers. He doesn't. That's somebody on the outside guesstimating. Dana White does not release his numbers.
All right, let's try another one.
Well, put it like this. As a casual fan, I know John Bones Jones fought last week.
Mm-hmm.
I knew Anderson Spider Silva fought a couple of weeks before that.
Yep.
With as much advertisement on TV. I didn't know them two cats fought yesterday.
Neither did I.
You didn't know them two cats fought yesterday yet. They filled up 47,000 people in the stadium. So what are you saying? That everybody in the stadium wasn't a casual boxing fan?
No, they didn't advertise it. They didn't push it as hard.
They don't have that. That's the difference. They don't have to flood the airways with advertisement. UFC does.
The bottom line is the UFC has more names, more recognizable stars. Mm-hmm. They are in the casual fans' mouth all the time. Hey. You can go to work or go somewhere and mention those two fighters last night, or mention Conor McGregor, or mention John Bones Jones,
or
mention him,
or St. Pierre,
or St. Pierre,
or any other name.
Let me say this: who in the UFC sells more pay-per-views than Floyd Mayweather? Okay, don't even answer that question.
Come on, you already know who answered that.
Hold on. Who in the UFC sells more pay-per-views than Canelo Alvarez? No, don't even answer that one.
Oh, here we go.
Who in the UFC sells more pay-per-views than Manny Pacquiao?
We don't
know. Don't even answer that. Don't answer that. Who in the UFC?
They're also 50 years old.
Who in the UFC? Well, how old is Anderson Silva?
He's old.
He's old and retired.
So when those two go, who else?
But I knew he was fighting. I knew he was fighting, and I knew he won.
Mm-hmm.
Right, or lost, or things like that. They're constantly being shown on pretty much a weekly basis.
If it's not Mayweather, if it's not Pacquiao, if it's not Canelo or Alvarez, I don't know what's happening.
Well, here's the other barometer.
This is what's funny. This is what's funny about the show.
This morning, they didn't talk about that boxing fight.
Sure did.
Right. ESPN didn't talk about that boxing fight.
Oh, so you act like they talk about They talk about UFC.
They do actually.
They do.
That's how I knew.
You haven't watched the.
Here's the funny part. I watch UFC and I watch boxing. Y'all don't watch either, but y'all gonna tell me that motherfucking boxing is less popular.
I know what the media covers.
UFC is popular with a bunch of drunk white boys.
I know them.
What about that fight yesterday?
They don't sell the revenue behind UFC still pales in comparison to what boxing makes. That's just a fact.
SportsCenter talked about Johnny Manziel going to that AAF football league and didn't say nothing about that boxing match.
Nothing.
Well, here's the reason why. I'm gonna explain to you the reason why. I know y'all not gonna get it.
Ain't got nothing to get.
ESPN is only going to advertise ESPN fighters.
That got nothing to do with that.
Yes, it does. It does.
ESPN is going to advertise the biggest events that are happening that people know about. They want to know the results too.
Here's why. ESPN is beholden to Bob Arum and Bob Arum fighters. The way Bob Arum works is when you work with me, you don't work with anybody else. Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia were PBC fighters. That means they're only going to be mentioned on the networks that I named in Showtime.
The casual fan doesn't give a shit about it.
Right. When somebody fights on ESPN,
casual fan doesn't give a shit about your all this shit you mentioning. They care about names. All this stuff that to the casual fan, they don't care about that shit. You think the casual fan is thinking
because
about
you don't know because you don't know nothing about it. Because you don't know nothing about it. That's why you're supposed to sit back and listen.
No, I'm telling you the casual fan don't give a shit about everything you're talking about right now when it comes to boxing. You think somebody off the street is going to go? Who cares?
So the only place you're going to get your information is ESPN.
I'm looking if it's a name and I know there's a fight. That's what I'm watching. I don't give a shit about anything. I'm a casual boxing fan, which means if I know the
You're
fighter,
not a casual boxing fan,
Okay,
motherfucker. You're not a fan, period.
Let me say this.
Exactly.
Let me say this. Does anybody watch NASCAR?
hell no.
I haven't watched NASCAR in 3 years.
So now you watch NASCAR?
No.
All right. Y'all know. So y'all don't know ESPN has dropped all their NASCAR coverage.
Nope.
But they still talked about the Daytona 500.
Because it's a big race.
And they still talk about every race, even though they don't cover those races.
Okay.
Right.
They don't talk about it.
Well, let me ask you this, Jarman. Let me ask you this. Does ESPN cover another league that's totally unaffiliated with NASCAR?
As far as racing, no, they do no racing.
Besides
Okay,
Indy.
now, what I was saying was ESPN has their own list of fighters. If you go to ESPN, if Fury fights, they're gonna talk about Fury. If Terrence Crawford fights, they're gonna talk about Terrence Crawford. If Vasily Lomachenko fights, they're gonna talk about him. But if Manny Pacquiao fights, they're not talking about him. For the simple fact that Manny Pacquiao is a PBC fighter now, they're not going to talk about anybody that's not under their umbrella. That's how Bob Arum has it set up.
Well, the thing is, being that you're the aficionado of this, we'll defer to your intelligence. But
as a casual fan, we don't give a shit about your intelligence.
For the common man who don't know about it, unless we hear it on those major networks, we're not going to notice it.
Go on Fox and Shannon Sharp tomorrow. Go on Fox tomorrow. Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless is going to talk about the fight.
That's the only show they have.
That's them.
That's the only show they got.
Now, tomorrow, I'm going to tell you who's going to talk about it.
Skip.
Max Kellerman is going to talk about it on
Of course,
ESPN.
he's a boxing aficionado. Of course he is.
Max is not going to be swayed by Bob Arum.
Matter of fact, here we go.
But the new
fan don't give a shit about Bob Arum.
We're going to put some money on this right now because you know where I live at and I know where you live at. We're going to put $10 on this because I'm going to watch First Take tomorrow. And I'm going to see if Max mentioned this.
He's going to mention it.
It's not going to lead.
It's not going to lead.
I bet you somewhere near the end.
Because we know it's going to lead. The tournament going to lead.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The brackets, yeah.
Tournament going to lead. NFL free agency going to follow. LeBron is going to follow that. I don't know where he's going to fit this box in.
The main thing is ESPN has been just covering a lot of the big names, the big whatevers. You know, they will talk about what's happening in New York all the time, what's happening in LA all the time, and whoever big name in whatever small sport, like in tennis, like in golf, you know, they'll always talk about Tiger, and in boxing is always some big name. They're never going to follow anybody else. And if they do, it's like, unless it's something surprising.
And the bottom line is this. Your knowledge of the boxing game, I'm not even going to contest. Right. The bottom line is this. As a casual fan, I could give a shit about your knowledge. As a casual fan, if I hear Mayweather Pacquiao, that's what I want to see. Do I give a shit about the management and all that? I don't give a shit. I just want to see a fight between them two because I know them. That's the casual fan. No, this PMC and Bob Arum and all this shit. I don't give a shit about that. I want to see the fight.
I want to see a casual fan. I want to see a black man versus a white man. I'm pulling for the black man every time.
There you go. In the store. In the store.
Casual. Not even a fan.
Whatever you want to call it. If I see Pacquiao,
let's switch some gears here because I want to hear what he got to say about this one. Captain Marvel.
I haven't seen it yet. I heard bad things about it, but go ahead.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not. It ain't Black Panther. It ain't Infinity War.
No.
It ain't Winter Soldier. It ain't Civil War.
Me and Jarman have already had this discussion. He already know I thought it was trash.
All right. Is it a movie I should go see?
I said yes.
You don't really have to. You don't have to.
So I'm not missing.
And that's the big thing. You don't have to see it in order to go to Endgame.
Yeah, true. You
don't have to see it. The movie was the only thing that movie was to satisfy the pussy people and having their own female superhero in Marvel. That was DC's version. They came out with this one. I think it was a poor choice. You already had the Black Widow. You should have introduced. You should have gave her own solo film. But this movie is so not necessary for the continuity of the Marvel MCU. It's just not even necessary.
I disagree on that. I fully disagree on that. Because based off of how this MCU timeline's still going, you need Captain Marvel, because Captain Marvel fills in that void of who I'm thinking, Silver Surfer.
So if I don't do Captain Marvel when I saw Endgame, would I be lost?
Nope.
No.
Not at all.
But you need I disagree, because if you, let's say this, if you saw the tail end of Infinity War, and then you see this person who shows up and it's like, okay, who's this woman here? Who's trying to save everybody, or whatever Captain Marvel might be doing. Then the question is the fact, like I said before to you last time, was, look, if you want to know her, how she got her powers and all that stuff, okay, go see this movie. Okay? Now, I agree the fact that it's like, okay, her showing up, then if you're kind of curious, yeah, go see the movie. If not, then yeah, wait until...
And I'm going to give you a spoiler, so don't be mad.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see why she can't beat Thanos, because her powers comes from the Terrasac, aka the Space Stone.
Mm.
And to address what
right.
To address what Bryan says, of course, I disagree. They didn't do an origin story with Black Panther.
No,
they introduced him.
Mm-hmm.
Then after they did his story, which they could have explained it, because now they introduced Wonder Woman, then they did her movie. Mm-hmm. Now they're doing Wonder Woman 1987, which preceded 1984, whatever the fuck it was, whatever the year that was. Now they doing that, which preceded Batman versus Superman. So she was not. You could have just introduced her as a powerful being, a powerful person, and you didn't have to get no backstory. You could have went and did that in another. This movie was so not necessary for the.
Not all these movies have backstories. Like, let's look at, like you said earlier, there's no backstory for Hawkeye. There's no backstory for Black Widow.
Right.
We've already heard Spider-Man's backstory before. There was no need for them to kill Uncle Ben again. We ain't want to do that no more. So there's been a lot of cats who we didn't get backstory with, and we can proceed on with their story. And even Black Panther, we got his backstory via Civil War. They just told another Black Panther story with this movie. So we're not going to go down the whole lineage of the Black Panthers. But if you Captain Marvel, you don't really need.
You don't need to see it in order to go see Endgame. You just don't.
You can just really pick up from Infinity War. He pages her. The page is going to be in Endgame. She shows up. Carry on.
And here's the last thing I want to say. It might have been better for them to do her story after Endgame, because you can see her fuck shit up in Endgame, and then you be like, damn, she was pretty fucking dope. Then do a story about her origins. But this movie was so fucking unnecessary, and they retconned the fuck out of it.
Yeah, worse than they did. That's what me and you.
Worse than they did the fucking event. I mean, worse than they did the X-Men. So now you can't even introduce that. You can't even bring out the Fantastic Four and introduce the Skrulls. You can't even do that now.
You can, but you'll have to make some changes. This is my thing. When are you going to introduce Monica Rambeau? Because right now she's older.
She's a child.
No, she was a child in 1996.
Right.
Now 2019. She ain't a child no more.
Right.
She was the original Captain Marvel behind.
Yeah. So that's I'm eager to see that more than I'm eager to see anything else. Because right now in modern day, she's grown. She's in her 20s.
And her power level in the comics is on par with Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I won't be going to see that. That confirms it now.
Don't go see it.
I won't go see it. I'll see what else is out.
I'm thinking about skipping Shazam.
Shazam.
I'm not going.
I'm skipping that one.
I'm already skipping that one. That's a done deal.
Yeah, I'm not going to see. I'm going to see that.
It's going to be pure trash.
What I'm about to do probably tonight or tomorrow is rent Creed 2. I haven't seen Creed 2, and it's only $4.99.
Yeah,
You probably want to skip that.
I'm gonna watch it because I watched
Say again?
Creed 2.
Well, no.
You said skip it?
Skip it.
Why?
Don't spoil it, because me and my wife
Don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna say Creed 2 was a dramatic letdown from the original. You know, the Rocky movies is supposed to get you amped. And you know the scene in Creed 1 where he was running and the dudes came by on the bikes and stuff? That was like Rocky running down the streets and the kids chasing him and he run up the stairs. Creed 2 didn't have that moment.
We ain't got no training montage in Creed 2.
The training montage in Creed 2 was so bad. It was so fucking bad.
It's only $5. I'm gonna rent it, and
you're gonna be mad. You could go get a couple of bags of motherfucking Doritos, and your money will be better spent. I fell asleep on Creed, bro.
Put it like this, Jarman. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna rent it for 24 hours, $4.99, 24 hours. I'm gonna watch it. Next time I do a show, I'm gonna be straight up because I saw Creed 1. I love the first Creed, and I'm gonna tell you my opinion on if it sucked or not.
Well, I'm about to say, like I said, as soon as we hang up, me and my wife talk about seeing it. We're gonna see it tonight.
That's what we're gonna do.
Man, I'm telling you, man, you'd be better off.
Hey, it's cheaper now than it was.
It's $5.
There's a reason why it's $5 to rent. I'm telling
you.
They all $5.
They all $5.
Well, this one should be too. It is bad, man. It is bad.
It is true if you do standard definition, but I wouldn't mind.
Now, what was good was Enter the Spider-Verse, the cartoon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I took my son to see that. That was pretty dope.
That was good.
All right, y'all.
I'm looking at the fact for the next almost year after Spider-Man comes out.
Far From Home.
There's not going to be any movies. No more MCU movies.
Well,
I mean, they're going to do Dark Phoenix and they're going to do New Mutants, which is under Fox. But then they said that it's supposed to be a movie that's coming out in May of next year, but they haven't named it.
Actually, I think they pulled
this. Our next, before we...
They should have pulled New Mutants because that looks terrible.
Let's talk about let's do a movie review show and a movie preview show. Our next dudes talk with shit. Because I see a lot of...
Yeah, for that. I'll be on time for that.
Okay. I done seen a lot of previews of remakes coming out this summer that I don't like. So... the next show, we will do a movie review. I'm going to review what I think of Creed 2 on the next show. And then we'll preview some of these movies, like this movie called Us. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Let's just wait till the next show.
It looks like that's going to scare the shit out of me.
It looks scary as shit. So, and people say black people can't make horror movies. I doubt that. So, that's it, man. We dudes talk with shit. We done talked about everything under the sun tonight. Except big booties and sex. We didn't talk about that. Jarman, where can people follow you on social medias?
Jarman Gant at Facebook, Sideline Haters on Twitter.
All right. And Bryan?
BTP Pics on Instagram, Bryan 3SL on Twitter.
TJ, where can they what Instagram moniker do we have this week?
Here you go with this bullshit. TJ _ the Chicago Kid. You can find me on Twitter at Jokes Galore.
So what's your karate page or your jiu-jitsu page?
You know what? How about this, Trump? Since you got so many jokes, how about the next show that we're on together? I show you what I've learned, and I'll start off with a rear naked choke.
That's fine, but you probably will get me. But I took MMA in Alexandria about 3 years ago. Didn't stay there a long time, but I learned some shit. So, okay, you're taller than me. I can do. I know how to work with tall people. So
wax on, wax off.
So
yeah, and then I can do a triangle choke on Bryan.
Why
not involved?
Well, that's it for me. All right, y'all. I had the good Trump. My profile is private, so if I don't like you, I won't accept it. See y'all the next dudes toss with shit. I'm hanging directly up because I'm about to watch Creed.
I'm about to go catch up on The Walking Dead.
Please, I haven't even watched it.
Winter is coming.
Next week. We'll talk about that next week.
April 14th. Winter is coming.
All right, y'all. See y'all next time.